A pleasant day to our respective capstone professor, Professor Reynaldo G. Alves, capstone advisor, Engineer Greta Rosario, to the panelists, IT expert Mr. Jason Daluyon, the chairperson, Dr. Javier Villanueva. We are the group number 4. I am Maria Crista Damero together with my fellow proponents.
Good day, I'm Anthony J. Cruz.
Hi, good day. I am Mark Joseph Basig.
Good day, and I'm Mary J. Iko.
We would like to greet you all a pleasant day once more. We will be presenting our capstone project 2 entitled Student Athletes Quick Response Code-Based Incentive System for Rizal Technological University, also called as RTU e-Wallet.
First and foremost, we will show you the administration user interface that provides convenience for common management tasks, some server information, and review board. But first, let's say I'm the admin. Let's log in. If you have noticed, our UI design resembles wallet with device inside, which is also responsive in different sizes of screen or devices, mobile responsive. As you can see, as I log in, there would be input validation. So it is required to fill in the credentials. So I'm gonna try it out. I may be also able to see or preview the password if it's incorrect or correct. So here, as you can see, we have here our admin dashboard. Displayed here were the cards that holds updates here. First card has the card for monitoring how many student athletes were enrolled and registered. Secondly, the total points of that was automatically generated to all student athletes account for them to use or for their usage. Thirdly, would be the visit counter, which counts how many student athletes have already checked their account balance. So below the cards shown here, were the charts to track the progression of each transaction or points usage. For the line graph, it shows the monthly usage of points with the legends to identify how much points labeled were used and unused points, from the amount of 120 to 840 points, from the month of January all throughout December. But as of now, we only have until April, our current month. As for the donut chart, display the partition of student athletes' sex identification of how many male and female were already registered in the system. Now, we move on to the create account form, where we'll be able to register new student athlete that has just a team in their designated team or they belong in. We cannot register, so let's go to the create account. So we cannot register a blank form because it requires more or most of the field input or to be filled in with the student athletes details. Let's try creating new account for student athlete. For example, as for me, I am an athlete. Let's type in my personal information to their designated fields. Last name. And as for the suffix, it is not required to be filled in because not all of us has suffix or extension name. So we can leave it blank. Birthplace. As for the date picker, we can select all throughout the calendar, but we can also, to save time, we can also input the set date. As for me, for the date. And for the blood type also. So not all of the student athlete knows, or as for us, their blood type, we can tick the unknown checkbox. Nationality. So as of the profile image, student athletes were required to submit the 2x2 soft copy of their formal picture. Let's try now. Here we go. And then, as you can see, we also have here the present address as for the checkbox beside the permanent address to be ticked. If they only have the same residence address, it will automatically copy the present address. So look. Let us see. And it displays as the same content from the present address. So we have here also the drop down for selection of college department. So I am in College of Engineering for here. And which or where sports event I belong into or the athlete belongs into. I am only a player, let's say. And for the coach, for their designated coach, so here we go. Given student number by the institution, course, or email address, sports event position, and then coach of their team. So now we have completed the input fields. Let's click the register button. There we go. So student athlete registration successful. So it will be continued by our teammate, Miss Antoinette Joy Cruz. Take it away.
So now let's see if the data inputted by Mr. Demero entered our database. So here's the data. On our student list, we have student number, name, sports, position, and the action buttons, which is the view, update and archive. We also have here the archive inbox. And when we try the account overview, we can see the full name, student number, college, course, and sports event. We can also see here the available balance or points that the user has and the history of the added points to his account. Next is the update button. Let's say I would like to update this account. So let's try. Update it. Let's say we're gonna use this picture since it's a name. Then this address. So let's click update. So now it is updated. Check it here. So next is archiving the account. So we can say that we can archive this Basig Mark Joseph Tudlip account. So here it is on our archive student list. So next are settings. This is the admin update account. Here you can see the full name, email address, and the employee number. We disable this inputs and no other users can update it. Here we can update the picture. Let's say we're gonna update this picture. Let's click update. So we can see here that the profile photo of the admin has been updated. So now let's update the password. Let's say our password is like this, our current password. Then we will set our current password to then click update. It will automatically log out the account so you can log in again. So let's try. And that's it.
Hello, good day everyone. I am Mark Joseph Basig, and here I will present to you the Student Athlete Users Interface. As you can see in the top left corner of the web application, there's the university logo and name it as RTU Student Athlete. However, in the top right corner, there's an icon for the user's profile picture along with its full name. From that, there's a drop-down menu that if we click it, the settings like changing password and logout will appear. Now, let's move on to the dashboard's main function. First, there's an icon for the user's profile picture. At the side, the information of the student athlete displayed: the full name, student number, college department, course, and the sports they've joined in. Under that, there's the View QR button. It is the main function of the user's account for making transactions at university canteen and co-op. If we click that, the information will appear and the download button will show. It will generate a unique QR code for as the student can purchase a food or an item. Now let's try. As you can see, the QR code is now available. Aside from that, there's also a feature like the available balance, which helps the student athlete to monitor and utilize properly their balance. And lastly, for easily tracking of all the purchases, there's a transaction history that will reflect in the user's account of every transactions that are made. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. I'll be presenting the cashier's perspective. Let's say a student athlete has already presented this QR code to a cashier at the university canteen and it has been scanned. And this is exactly what the cashier will see here. Um, Here we will find the student athlete information for the cashier personnel to authenticate and authorize the student. This is the photo, the image or the photo, or the full name, student number, college, course, and sports event. And this is the student athlete's points balance that can be used as payment to the university establishment. 840 is equal to a whole week. Then in this section is the university establishment default is the university canteen. Now let's try to figure out how to deduct points. Um, First, let's put the point balance of the student athlete, which is 840. Then the deducted balance, let's try 25. Then submit. And then now we can see here the remaining balance appear. And in this section, there's a transaction date, total balance, deducted amount. And because we only have 10 minutes to discuss everything, I'm sad to say that I'll be just presenting up to this point. On the day of defense, I'll continue with the cashier's perspective and functions. Thank you for your patience.
That would
That
be
would be
all.
all.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.